Are you a sadistic psychopath with complete disregard for other people's fun? Do you enjoy seeing all hope leave your opponent's eyes after countering every single spell they play? Are you the type of person to play land destruction knowing full well your table's gonna ban you from the next game? Do you have no friends because you've been playing the same stacks deck even though people stare at you with disdain the moment you walk into the game shop? Then you're at the perfect place because today, I'm gonna show you some toxic, sadistic, and just downright evil commanders and how you can abuse their abilities to push your table to insanity. So if you have no moral code stopping you from torturing your table, let's begin. We would like to remind everyone that Frank DeFrank and staff are not liable for any damage or liabilities caused to your social life. Furthermore, we are not held responsible if you or any friends you know follow our advice and end up banned in your local game shop, state, or country. By the way, why the hell aren't you subscribed yet? Smash that like and subscribe button or you will be mana screwed in all your games from now on. First up, it's Narset, Enlightened Master. Now if you're the type of person who gets a big dopamine hit from playing slot machines and love getting stuff for absolutely free, then Narset is definitely the commander for you. Narset has First Strike and Hexproof, and I love that she has Hexproof because we definitely want to make sure she stays alive for the combat phase. And whenever she attacks, you exile your top 4 cards and cast non-creature spells among those cards for absolutely free. You heard me right, absolutely free. Now you may be wondering, oh, that's a pretty good effect, but how do we make it more annoying than it already is? Well, I'm glad you asked because we're filling our Narset deck with every single extra turn spell we can get our dirty psychotic hands on. Time Warp, Alrund's Epiphany, Expropriate, Nexus of Fate. Basically, if it has the words extra turn and it fits your commander colors, then you slide it in your deck faster than how Nikocado lost all that weight in just 2 years. I'm pretty sure you know where this is going. Attack with Narset, exile cards, cast extra turn card for free, attack with Narset again, boom, repeat cycle. This is basically that one scene where Doctor Strange traps Dormammu in an endless loop, but the only difference is, it's your opponents getting murdered over and over again. Because while you're getting free turns and free spells, you're also building your board at Lightning McQueen speed and hitting your opponents harder than a gym rat on steroids. Once you get the extra turn loop going, your opponents just have to sit there in sheer terror as you continue to beat them up while the anxiety of you possibly getting another free turn consumes them. Also, remember, Narset isn't limited to sorceries and instants. You can cast any non-creature spell for free. Planeswalkers, enchantments, artifacts, you name it. This is great because you can make your very own custom win condition most suited for your playstyle. Maybe you want to beat down your opponents with infinite turns and repeating combat phases. Maybe you want to fill the board with planeswalkers and outpace them through board presence. Whatever strategy you go for, just know that you're vulnerable to one thing, and that is your opponent's ability to concede at instant speed from the absolute psychotic pain you are inflicting to the table. And hey, Narset's also blue. You know what that means? Counter spells! Oh yeah, just when you thought we couldn't get any more sadistic. So you don't just go infinite turns and trap them at this never-ending cycle of pain and misery, but now, they also have to suffer from the paranoia that every time they try to cast something, there's that slight chance of getting their spells countered. And even if they do get something on their board, well, guess what? You also have access to white, so it'll be a breeze to cast a removal spell for free and build on your own board while removing their pathetic cards. You are the Yugi Moto of Magic at this point, except you're probably gonna get banned from your local game store for being so annoying. But hey, what matters is beating your table so hard that they never want to play another game of Magic with you ever again. Anyway, let's get to the next one. Now one thing I personally hate seeing in my table is infinite mana, and this particular commander is pretty good at generating that with a couple of pieces. Not only that, it also has a built-in win condition, and it's also blue. Blue plus a shit ton of mana, good luck trying to cast a spell from now on. And if that doesn't sound evil enough, it has a certain combo that will just completely stop your table from playing the game. But I'll get into that later. So who is this sick, evil commander who will bring misery and pain to your playgroup? Well, it's none other than Urza, Lord High Artificer. Basically, you play Urza, He creates an artifact creature token that gets stronger the more artifacts you have, which is pretty easy to do since he also makes every single artifact you control produce blue mana, which includes the artifact creature token you just made. But wait, there's more. You can also pay 5, shuffle your deck, and play the top card absolutely free.
It's free real estate.
Holy shit, dude, that's 3 strong abilities on just a 4 mana commander. Plus, he's also blue, so you know what that means? Exactly, more counter spells to make your opponents cry. Plus the fact he turns your artifacts into mana makes you ramp to the same speeds of a green player. A great way to exploit this ability is by filling your deck with a shit ton of 0 mana artifacts and playing them as soon as Urza hits the board. Congratulations, by just playing Urza, you essentially just turned your Accorder Shield into a Mox Sapphire. You just turn any useless 0 mana artifact into a $5,000 Power 9 card.
Oh boy, yeah.
By that point, you're probably ramping even faster than a green player. With just 6 artifacts on your board, you can cast Cyclonic Rift the moment you play Urza. That's a turn 4 Cyclonic Rift and eternal hatred from every other player on your table. But wait, there's more! With one more certain artifact, Urza can turn any game into literal hell for your opponents. And that certain artifact is Winter Orb. Ooh boy, here we go again. Since Urza has a built-in way to tap Winter Orb, you can slap this bad boy down and watch your opponents cry while you get to enjoy untapping your mana. And since you can tap Winter Orb whenever you want, it gives you the political leverage to bend your opponent's will to your benefit. You're basically that villain who converts the hero into doing evil deeds alongside you. Hey, we're not so different, you and I. You also have a pretty good board presence. I could use someone like you on my side. No, I'll never join you. You're sick. You Cyclonic Rifted everyone's stuff. You played Winter Orb and stopped everyone from playing the game and having fun. And even then, you still continue to use counter spells on us, despite us having barely any mana to play spells in the first place. You're a sick, sadistic blue player. I'll never join you. If you help me out, I'll tap my Winter Orb before your turn, so you can play the game. Oh really? Deal! Urza also combos well with Dramatic Reversal, Isochron Scepter, Rings of Brighthearth, and Basalt Monolith, essentially giving you infinite mana. Once you've had your fun torturing your opponents and producing enough mana, cast an early Blightsteel Colossus and Portal to Phyrexia to put your opponents out of their misery. Cards like Jin Cataxia's Progress Tyrant go really well with this deck also, especially if you have Winter Orb in play. It just locks down your opponent even further, and at that point, they'd rather just concede and ban you from the game store already. Before we go to the last commander, what's an annoying commander you hate playing against? Go ahead and let us know in the comments. Now it's time for the cream of the crop. Derevi, Imperial Tactician, is one of the most annoying commanders of all time. Whenever she enters or a creature of yours hits a player, you tap or untap target permanent.
Nice.
Not just that, but you can pay 4 mana to put her onto the field from the command zone. This flying owl thing can enable hard stacks, lockdowns, and even if you remove it from the board, its ability can get it back without paying commander tax.
I don't care who the IRS sends, I am not paying taxes.
That's right, you can kill this thing 100 times and she'll still cost 4 mana to bring back. At instant speed, mind you, meaning you could cast it during your opponent's turn to tap a crucial attacker or mana producer. Slap down an enabler like Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines, then, when you get priority during your opponent's upkeep, bring down Derevi and tap their lands or creatures. Not just that, but if you get an enabler to blink her over and over again, you can just repeatedly untap your lands to accelerate your game. So lands that produce several mana really synergize well with her. What's even more annoying is that Derevi also goes well with Winter Orb. She can tap down Winter Orb so that you don't get the downside, and you can also tap down your opponent's 1 land essentially giving them 0 mana to work with. This is just downright evil, and even I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemies. And guess what? She's also blue, so you know what that means? Counter spells.
Boy, yeah.
What's strong about Derevi decks is that you can spend your mana to build your board presence, attack with your creatures, and refresh your mana for your counter spells. And if you go for the stacks build, you lock down your opponent's lands and permanents while also attacking and dealing damage and still having mana left up to counter whatever they have, if they even have any mana left to cast anything. You are an aggressive combat deck with heavy control. You have repeatable abilities, extra mana, stacks, and an unfair hack to bypass commander attacks, all in one psychotic commander. Why is it not banned? I don't know. Will people hate you for playing it? Hell yeah! But do we care? Nope. Cause in the end of the day, what matters is enjoying your opponent's misery. Thanks a lot for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!